Hey, good morning everyone. Welcome back to another Weather with Ryan forecasting video. We have a lot to go over in this forecasting video, such as the tropics. But before we get into that, let's go over this new jet stream pattern. Alright, take a look at the 500 millibar maps. This basically dictates the weather pattern in the United States, if we're going to get storms or no storms. So right now it's a very quiet jet stream. Right now there is a little bit of a meridional flow moving through the portions of the United States. This big time heat dome, remember the big old, our friend, the high pressure system, it has moved down towards Baja California down there, normally where Hurricane Hillary made impact. But yeah, so there's no more big old blocking pattern because of that high pressure system. But as we progress this through, we do have a little bit of a dipping down in the jet stream on the 30th and the 31st. This will bring some temporary relief in terms of cooler temperatures in the lower portions of the Ohio Valley. This could bring some cooler temperatures for the upper portions of Michigan, northern Indiana, northern Illinois, northern Ohio. So yeah, it'll bring some nice cooler temperatures for those areas, lower dew points. But as we progress this through, there looks like there's going to be a little bit of a shortwave moving through on Saturday on the 2nd of October. On September. Looks like this could maybe, if there was some instability values and some lower level winds, that could be a little bit of a severe weather maker. But right now it does way too far out to, definitively say that. And as we progress through, it looks like we're going to be back in another blocking pattern with the high pressure system coming back to the lower portions of the United States and causing more of a blocking pattern, unfortunately, blocking all the 500 millibar flow up towards Canada, pushing it all up. Typical summertime pattern. And as we progress this through the end of the first week of September, there's not much going on in terms of 500 millibar flow, so it's a very quiet pattern going into the next week and a half. So now let's move on to the tropics, where all eyes are on tropical depression Idalia right now. As you can tell, this tropical storm is forecast to make landfall over in Florida as a Category 3 hurricane over near the upper portions of Tampa, near Spring Hill, over near Iverness, Ochocola, Gainesville, Perry, Lake City, Madison, Tallahassee, Gross City. So if you're in anywhere of this cone all the way throughout here, you prepare for hurricane-like conditions. I've been rooting my horn all about this for the last 2 weeks about a possible hurricane hitting Florida, and you guys need to get prepared. Now is your time to accurately prepare for tropical storm to hurricane-like conditions over in the greater Tampa area and surrounding areas westward. A Category 3 hurricane is now expected, unfortunately. But as we progress this through right now it is on the western portions of Cuba and the eastern portions of Cancun, Mexico. Right now it's a very it's a pretty strong tropical storm. It's moving 3 miles per hour east. Central pressure right now is only 988 millibars, but this is expected to intensify later today. And the slower this system moves, the worse it'll be. Because remember, in all of my forecasting videos on hurricanes, we always talk about how warm the Gulf of Mexico is. Well, the Gulf of Mexico is extremely warm still. And the slower this tropical storm system moves, the more energy it's going to get, which is not good. And as you can tell, the National Hurricane Center has issued an upgrade to the tropical forecast. Now it's a Category 3. Last night it was a Category 2, but maximum wind gusts are expected to be around 138 miles per hour. The maximum winds is 115 miles per hour. So around 1 a.m. on 1 a.m. on Wednesday, this is expected to become a Category 3 off the coast of Florida, bringing very strong Category 3 force winds and around 3 to 4 feet of storm surge. So you guys, if you guys live anywhere on the The western coast of Florida, you guys need to be prepared now. A Category 3 hurricane is now expected for you guys. Have your hurricane preparedness plan in effect. If you guys are down there for vacation near the greater Tampa area and any points west, you guys should probably leave. Get out while you can before flights and travel will become blocked by mandatory evacuations. Get out now. All right, taking a look at the models for Hurricane Idalia, well, soon to be hurricane. As you could tell, around 10 a.m. this morning, it is still over in western portions of Cuba, all the way through there in eastern portions of near Cancun, Mexico. It has not moved. This is a very slow-moving storm system, but as we progress this through on Tuesday around 10 a.m., as you can tell, it has finally entered into the Gulf of Mexico, and now it is moving very closely towards Florida. And by around Wednesday, around 7 a.m., it is going to start to make landfall. Conditions are going to get very bad over in Florida. A low pressure reading of around 948 millibars. This is a very dangerous situation. I cannot explain to you how dangerous this is. If you live anywhere on the western coast of Florida, you guys need to get out now, or you guys need to be prepared for a Category 3 hurricane. And as we progress this through Thursday, it starts to ride along the coast of the Carolinas, which is not good. This will bring massive amounts of storm surge and very, very, very heavy rains to the portions of the Carolinas. And then it starts to really dissipate through the latter half of this week. Around Thursday, it starts to die. All right, taking a look at the hurricane panel, it just shows 4 products for this big old time Hurricane Idalia. So around Wednesday, around 1 a.m., as you can tell, very, very, very strong 925 millibar winds, which the 925 millibars, it's only winds around 500 feet up, so it's showing around 80 mile per hour winds in this big time hurricane, which is not good. So as we progress this through around 1 a.m. towards whenever it's going to make landfall, it looks like it's going to strengthen even more. If we look at the simulated IR, the composite reflectivity, look how defined this eye wall is for Hurricane Idalia hitting the western portions of the coast of Florida. And it's really, really strong winds around Wednesday around 7 a.m. whenever it makes landfall over in the greater coast of western Florida, around winds at around 90 to 114 miles per hour over in western portions of Florida. If we look at the precipitational water, there's a lot of water in this storm, so it's going to dump tremendous amounts of rainfall. Flash flooding is a massive risk for this big time hurricane. And if we look at the simulated reflectivity again, look how stout that eye wall is. A lot of rain. This is going to be a very big rainmaker, and including with the massive storm surge and very strong winds. But as we progress this through the latter half on Wednesday into Thursday, as you can tell, it really starts to die off. The storm really starts to lose its structure around Wednesday and Thursday as it moves through the portions of the western and southern Carolinas. But yeah, this is a very dangerous situation. If you live anywhere on the western coast of Florida, you guys need to be preparing now for a Category 3 hurricane. I cannot stress to you enough how dangerous this situation is going to be. All right, take a look at the Day 3 excessive rainfall outlook from the folks over at the Weather Prediction Center. They have outlined an area of a 40% chance of at least significant rainfall within 25 miles of a point. This is a moderate risk of excessive rainfall. Obviously, this big-time Hurricane Idalia is going to be dropping massive amounts of rainfall in the western portions of Florida and all the way through the southern portions of the Carolinas near the coastline. Wherever Idalia goes, it's going to be dropping a crap ton of rain. I also really hate to be the bearer of bad news. I'm sorry, but looking at the 6 through 10 day temperature probability outlook, this obviously outlines above average and below average temperatures. The heat dome looks like it's going to be back, but not as bad for our area, unfortunately. This week it's going to be nice, up in the lower 80s for the highs for this week. But later, it's going to be pretty depressing. As you could tell, this big-time heat ridge is back. There's going to be 90% of above-average temperatures in the portions of the upper high plains, and around a 70 to 60% chance of above-average temperatures in our area for the next 6 through 10 days. And again, taking a look at the 8 through 14 day temperature probability outlook. This goes from, this is through the second week of September. So look at this. The big time, even more above average temperatures move even further east towards our area, which is not appreciated. We do not want this. I'm so sick of this freaking heat, dude. I hate this heat. So yeah, above average temperatures is on the way, unfortunately. And let's go and take a look at the 6 through 10 day precipitation probability outlook. Obviously, the Climate Prediction Center has outlined a very decreased area of precipitation in our area. So that's correlating with this giant, big time heat dome returning. Unfortunately, all this massive heat. It's also correlating with below average precipitation amounts are expected. So we're going back into another stretch of very hot conditions. Maybe not as bad as it's been. Very hot, warm conditions with not that much rainfall expected at all. I want to thank you guys all for tuning into this Weather with Ryan forecasting video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notification to stay in the loop for any weather information. I will see you guys in the next video. Whoop.